Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 of DNR News. We're talking deer regulations. There's been some big changes. That's going to be the first docket on our video today, so stay tuned for that. We talk a little bit about turkey hunting, some new rain gear that we've got in the store, and a bunch of other stuff. So watch along and see what we've got to talk about this week on DNR News. For our first segment, we are going to be talking about some of the Michigan deer regulation changes for 2026 and 2027. It has been quite the hot button topic. I've got a list of all of them here. I've got what it was written out as, and I've also got a little bit easier to understand terms as well. So for changes in 2026, the elimination of antlerless deer hunting access drawing in the Upper Peninsula. There will not be antlerless deer hunting access drawing in the Upper Peninsula. DMUs 351 and 352 have been rescinded. Hunters in the Upper Peninsula will only be able to use universal antlerless deer licenses in DMUs 022, 122, 155, 255, 121, and 055 during the 2026 season. Basically, all that means is hunters in the UP will no longer be able to apply for special doe permits. You can only use antlerless licenses in select units. The reduction of statewide muzzleloader deer season from 10 days to 3 days. The shortened season will begin the first Friday in December in the Lower Peninsula. Any legal firearm may be used during this season, which will now be called the December firearm deer season. Muzzleloader season was 10 days. It's now 3, starting on the first Friday in December. You can use any firearm you would like. It's no longer a muzzleloader season in the Lower Peninsula. Opening the late antlerless firearm deer season earlier. The season will begin on the Monday following the December firearm deer season and continue through January 1. The season will be open across the Lower Peninsula and except in Deer Management Units 245 and 145. DMU 115 is now open for both early and late antlerless firearm deer season. So basically, late doe season starts sooner and runs through New Year's Day in most of the Lower Peninsula. So the December deer season, first Friday, 3 days. That following Monday, it's going to be late doe season. That's going through January 1. Elimination of the limited firearms deer zone in the Lower Peninsula. This is one of the big ones. This allows the use of all legal firearms, including bottleneck cartridges throughout the Lower Peninsula. Firearms larger than 22 rimfire are now permitted statewide. So, used to be shotguns, straight wall cartridges of 35 caliber or higher, 350 Legends, 450 Legends, 300 Legends. That's gone away. You can use 6.5 Creedmoors, 243s, the 30-06. I'm going to probably guess is going to make a big comeback in the entire state of Michigan. A lot of speculation on that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. I'm indifferent on it. I didn't do a lot of firearm hunting myself to begin with, so this for me is I see it going both ways. I don't want to give too much of my own opinions on this stuff just because it can get a little messy. But drop a comment, let us know what you think. We love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on all this stuff. The authorization for seniors to use crossbows during the late archery deer season in the Upper Peninsula. Residents with a valid senior deer license, senior deer combination license, or senior antlerless deer license may use a crossbow during the late archery season in the UP. So, senior hunters in the UP can now use crossbows during the late archery season. The elimination of extended late antlerless firearm deer season in January and the January archery deer seasons. All deer hunting seasons will conclude after January 1. Used to be, I think it went till about February. All deer hunting in Michigan is done January 1st now. Scheduling the early antlerless firearm deer season to run concurrently with the Liberty Hunt. The Liberty Hunt and early antlerless firearm deer seasons will be September 12th and 13th this year. So early doe season and the Liberty Hunt and the youth hunt will all be on the same day, September 12th and 13th. The authorization for the department to establish universal antlerless deer license use limits. Limits will be reviewed and published annually and may restrict how many universal antlerless licenses hunters can use within specific counties or DMUs. Basically, the DNR is going to be able to limit how many antlerless or doe tags you're buying. Some additional administrative changes for 2026, allowing case-by-case exceptions for wildlife rehabilitators to possess fawns for rehabilitation, resolving a gap between deer management units 027 and 036. And then now we've got some stuff. This is going to be for the 2027 deer season. So next fall, not this coming fall. All of the stuff that I just read off is going to all be for this coming fall, 2026. Everything I'm reading off now is going to be for next fall, 2027. So the changes approved for 2027 deer seasons are limiting harvest to 1 buck per hunter in the lower peninsula. Used to be combo tag could be used on 2 bucks or a buck and a doe or 2 does. Now your combo tag is going to be for 1 buck, no antler restrictions, and 1 doe. Or if you buy a single deer tag in the lower peninsula, it will be for a buck or a doe, but that buck has to have 3 points or more on one side. Upper peninsula deer regulations will remain unchanged. Now, I don't know for certain if that means you can shoot a buck down here and take your combo tag up to the UP and shoot a buck. That really hasn't been clearly stated as far as I've seen. It would seem kind of silly to do that. I'm really also not sure why they haven't changed. It seems to me like they're treating the Upper Peninsula and the Lower Peninsula like 2 separate states. Doesn't really make a ton of sense to me, but that's what they did, so that's what we're rolling with. So, combo tag in the Lower Peninsula, 1 buck, no APR, 1 doe, or 2 does. Single deer tag in the Lower Peninsula, 1 buck, 3 points or more on one side, or take a doe. Now, there is a pilot program of a earn a second buck. This will be happening in select counties, I think over towards the Detroit area. I'm not 100% certain where that's going to happen yet, but this is what they've got here. The NRC also approved a pilot earn a second buck program in the southern Lower Peninsula, Zone 3. Hunters must first harvest an antlerless deer before becoming eligible to harvest a second buck, with a 4-point antler restriction. Participating counties will be announced later. So, shoot your first buck, then you have to shoot a doe to get your second buck tag. That second buck tag is going to have a 4-point APR on it. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure which counties this will be, but I have heard that it's probably going to be in some of the CWD management areas over towards southeastern Michigan. Like I said, none of that's certain. They're going to announce those zones later in the year and all that stuff. But I think an earn a second buck program is pretty cool. Personally, there's just tons of opportunity to kind of help take care of some doe management issues that I personally think are happening in Michigan. So those are the regulation changes for 2026 and 2027. Let us know what you guys think. So like I said, 1 buck state, no more restricted firearm zone, and the muzzleloader season is now the December firearm deer season, 3 days long. I've also heard that there's going to be some date changes for when our firearm season starts. I've heard the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and I've heard some other stuff as well. There's so much stuff still up in the air. I've heard that season could be shortened. I don't know for certain yet, so we're kind of all just waiting around to see what they do with all that. I don't know if those will be for 2026 or 2027 hunting seasons, but drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. Are you for 1 buck? Are you against 1 buck? What are your thoughts on the earn a second buck? I think that could be a really, really cool program. I'd be curious to see if they fully implement that across the state after a couple years of trying out their pilot program in Zone 3. I personally think that this is going to be a decent change for what deer will look like and how deer act in the state of Michigan. So I'm pretty excited. My reviews don't reflect the views of the entire staff here at the store. So take it easy on me in the comments, but that's what I think. So drop a comment and let's jump to the next part of the video. Next up on the docket, we're talking some turkey hunting. There's about 1 week left of turkey season in Michigan. Next up on the docket, we're talking a little bit of turkey hunting again. It's 1 week left of turkey season here in Michigan, so now's a tough time. A lot of those toms are going to be henned up, but there's also a lot of hens that have already been bred, and those toms are looking for new ones. Some new decoys could be your ticket. You just gotta kind of play it out. These are the Avian X LCD. This is the Lookout hen. These things are incredible. Lifelike collapsible decoy. All you do, pop this, inflate it up. And you're ready to go. So stop in, check out these decoys. All of our decoys, calls, a lot of our camouflage is all 20% off. So stop in, grab your last minute stuff for the end of the season, and then you'll be geared up for next year as well. Like I said, these toms are going to be hard to trick this time of year. It's late in the season. They've had a lot of pressure on them, but you can still find some pretty active ones because a lot of those hens are going to be bred already, and there's still going to be some left that haven't been bred. Those toms are going to be looking for those ones. So come on in, check out all of our turkey hunting stuff. Like I said, decoys, camo, calls, 20% off. So get in here, check that stuff out, and finish the season off right. So now I'm down here in our Rainwear department where we carry stuff from Grundens, Simms, AFCO, Marshwear, Frog Dogs, and now Sitka. Sitka Gear this year released their fishing lineup of clothing. This is the Cat 5 rain jacket. Super lightweight, super comfortable, and with their patented Gore-Tex technology, this stuff is going to keep you dry. Elastic cuffs on the inside. Guarded face hood. I'm really impressed with this stuff that Sitka's came out with. I'm super excited to try it out this year. Full length bibs or just a general rain pant. If that's what you're into, stop in, check out all their stuff. The sun shirt that I'm wearing right now is from Sitka, and it is hands down the best sun shirt I've ever owned. It's really incredible. We've got some of the plain versions of this, or you can get the one with the designs on it. Little smallmouth, largemouth action. This stuff that they're making now is really incredible. The Cat 5 jackets coming in at $450, so right around the same price as like Simms Pro Dry and a lot of the other higher end rain suits. So stop in if you're looking to stay dry this summer during your fishing tournaments. Check out Sitka, or check out the rest of our stuff from Simms, AFCO, Grundens, Marshwear, Frog Dogs. We've got a whole lineup. Any kind of rain gear that you're looking for, we've got it here at DNR Sports Center. Now I'm down here in our marine electronics department. I'm standing next to our Humminbird stuff and our Minn Kota stuff, and that is because right now Humminbird has their summer kickoff savings. You can save up to $300 on select Explorer units, and you can save up to $300 on select trolling motors as well. So stop into the store, check out this stuff, get your boat rigged up for the summer. You can combination save with these. So if you buy an Explorer 10, you're going to get $200 off that. And then if you buy a Mega Live 2, you're going to get $200 off that. So you've saved $400 right there. Looking for a new Terova, you can get up to $300 off that. So stop in. These savings on these Humminbird and Minn Kota stuff is valid through June 24th. It's kind of a Father's Day sale. So if you're looking for a big gift for dad, maybe a new Humminbird Explorer. Really big gift for dad, maybe a new trolling motor for the boat. Stop in, check it out, or these sales are online at vandamwarehouse.com as well. To cap off our video today, we are here in the boat sales department. Now, in addition to everything we've got in the store, rods, reels, tackle, firearms, archery, everything we've got up there. Summer is finally here. The weather is beautiful. Right now is the perfect time to get into a brand new boat or pontoon from DNR Sports Center. We offer Tracker, Sun Tracker, Nitro, Triton, Ranger, Regency pontoons, Ranger pontoons, Mako offshore boats. We've got everything you guys could need for your next adventure on the water. And in addition to that, when you're getting your new boat, stop, talk to Tony LeDuc or Jason Streeter in our finance department, and they can tell you a little bit more about our fishing boat protection and upgrade packages. You can go with our good protection plan that's going to cover tires and wheels and get you the Mercury Gold package, or you can go to our best, our Supreme package. That's going to cover everything right down to the trolling motor. So, like I said, come in, weather's getting great, stop in, buy a new boat or pontoon if you want to cruise around, or if you're a serious tournament angler, we've got all the stuff you'll need with the protection packages to cover your new ride. Go online, dnrboats.com, check that out, or give us a call, 269-372-2277, and get in your new ride today. That's all we've got this week for you on DNR News. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like and share button and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. We're doing these videos a lot more and I have a blast doing them. I get to roam around the store a little bit instead of being cooped up. So like, share, subscribe, tell your friends to watch this video.